A worker clearing soil near Stonehenge uncovered something nobody expected, forcing experts to ask a question they thought had already been answered. Hidden measurements, forgotten discoveries, plus modern technology are revealing clues that challenge one of history's greatest mysteries. Could this famous monument be far more than a place built for ancient rituals? Evidence gathered across decades points toward a design whose true purpose still escapes complete understanding. Every answer uncovers another puzzle, making the next discovery even harder to ignore. Before we begin, tell us where you are watching from, then subscribe because another hidden chapter from our past is waiting ahead. Long before the giant stones rose above the plain, this place had already become important. That single fact changes everything. Archaeologists once believed Stonehenge began with the famous circle everyone recognizes today. Careful excavations revealed a very different story. Beneath the visible monument lies an older landscape, shaped centuries before the tallest stones ever arrived. The earliest builders did not begin by raising towering blocks. They first dug a wide circular ditch and bank using simple tools made from antlers and stone. Around the inside edge, they created 56 deep pits. Today, these are known as the Aubrey Holes. For generations, many researchers treated them as little more than construction features or burial pits. They seemed ordinary. Nobody imagined they might hold a larger clue. Years passed. Better surveys appeared. New laser scans mapped every corner of the site with remarkable detail. Ground-penetrating radar uncovered buried features that earlier excavations had missed. Digital models allowed researchers to compare thousands of measurements collected across decades. Slowly, a surprising picture began to emerge. Instead of looking random, the monument appeared carefully planned. Distances repeated. Angles lined up. Pathways connected with features beyond the stone circle itself. Each discovery suggested that Stonehenge belonged to something much larger than visitors could see while standing inside it. That raised another question. How could people living more than 4,000 years ago create such careful layouts without modern equipment? Nobody has a complete answer. The mystery grew deeper when scientists studied the monument's famous blue stones. These smaller rocks did not come from nearby hills. Geological testing traced them to Western Wales, more than 100 miles away. Transporting blocks weighing several tons across rivers, hills, and open countryside would have demanded planning, teamwork, and determination on an enormous scale. Moving them was only part of the challenge. Once they reached Stonehenge, each stone had to fit within a design that remained remarkably consistent over many generations. That level of organization suggests knowledge passed carefully from one group to the next, even as leaders and builders changed through time. Then another discovery complicated the story. Human remains found at the site revealed that some of the earliest people buried there also spent their childhood in Western Wales, the same region linked to the blue stones through geological analysis. The connection immediately caught researchers' attention. Were these travelers bringing sacred stones? Skilled builders? Religious traditions? Or something else entirely? No document survives to explain their journey. No carved inscription tells us why they came. The monument keeps its silence. Yet each excavation adds another small piece to the puzzle. Every scan reveals details hidden beneath layers of soil. Every scientific test challenges an older assumption. Rather than shrinking, the mystery continues to grow. And just when archaeologists believed they finally understood Stonehenge's beginning, another pattern emerged from the landscape around it. The stones were never standing alone. They formed only one part of something far bigger, stretching far beyond the monument itself. That wider landscape changed the investigation completely. Stonehenge was no longer viewed as a single monument standing alone. Instead, researchers began examining everything surrounding it as one connected system. The results were difficult to ignore. Using high-resolution laser mapping, aerial photography, and ground-penetrating radar, archaeologists uncovered traces of ancient earthworks, burial mounds, timber circles, and long pathways hidden beneath fields that appeared empty from groundwater. Many of these features have been known individually for years. What nobody fully understood was how closely they related to one another. When the information was combined into detailed digital maps, clear patterns started to appear. Several monuments lined up with remarkable precision. ancient routes connected important locations across the landscape. Certain burial mounds occupied carefully chosen positions instead of random ones. From the center of Stonehenge, some alignments matched the rising or setting points of the sun during the summer and winter solstices. That level of planning raises an important question. Was this simply tradition passed through generations, or evidence of a much larger design? Researchers remain divided. Some archaeologists believe Stonehenge formed the ceremonial heart of an enormous sacred landscape, where communities gathered for seasonal events, burials, and rituals linked to the sky. Others argue that many alignments may be coincidental, because prehistoric people built repeatedly in places already considered important. Both views rely on evidence, and neither explains every discovery. Another puzzle comes from the monument's construction itself. The earliest stages appear highly organized. Later changes, however, sometimes look less precise. Stones were moved, rearranged, or replaced over many centuries. Construction did not happen in a single generation. It unfolded across hundreds of years, with different groups adding their own ideas while preserving much of the original plan. That creates a fascinating possibility. What if later builders inherited a project whose original purpose had already begun to fade from memory? History offers many examples of traditions surviving long after their meaning disappears. Ceremonies continue because ancestors performed them. Buildings remain important, even when nobody remembers why they were first created. Stonehenge may represent one of history's oldest examples of that process. Even the monument's silence tells part of the story. Unlike ancient Egypt or Mesopotamia, the people who built Stonehenge left no written records describing their intentions. There are no royal inscriptions, no detailed plans, and no surviving eyewitness accounts. Everything we know comes from archaeology, scientific testing, and careful interpretation. That absence leaves room for bold theories. Some suggest advanced astronomy. Others propose religious ceremonies, political gatherings, or places where distant communities strengthened alliances. More speculative ideas imagine lost knowledge or forgotten technologies, but those claims remain unsupported by convincing archaeological evidence. Perhaps the greatest mystery is not what Stonehenge was, but why its true meaning disappeared. Generation after generation protected the monument. Empires rose and fell around it. Languages changed. Religions transformed. Yet the original explanation faded until only the stones remained. Today, every new excavation, every improved scan, and every scientific breakthrough reveals another fragment of the story. The picture grows clearer, but the final answer remains just beyond reach. And perhaps that is the greatest hidden truth of all. Stonehenge continues to challenge modern minds not because it has no answers, but because it still refuses to give us every one of them. Stonehenge has guarded its secrets for thousands of years, and every discovery seems to reveal an even greater mystery beneath the last. Which theory do you find most convincing? Share your thoughts below, subscribe for more hidden history investigations, and join us as we uncover the next forgotten chapter from our ancient past.